What's your name?
Danny Guardado.
And when did you start playing?
Back in '86 maybe.
And when you started playing, where did you guys play?
We played like bootleg fields up in the mountains, Sunland area.
You said you started playing in '86. When did you play on your first commercial field?
Probably '87, '88 maybe.
And which field was that?
That was Southern Comfort.
And who ran Southern Comfort?
A guy named Steve Busick.
When you started playing, you played with all your family members and all your buddies?
It was just friends and family playing. My brother played, you know, so he kind of brought me along.
And then you guys kind of formed your own team?
We kind of made our own team.
And what was your team called?
We formed the Mafia.
And how long did you play as the Mafia?
Good, maybe about 5 years maybe we played. Probably about 93, maybe 92.
Okay, so you were still playing on the Mafia at the same time as your other teams?
Yeah, because I would always go back and play with my family.
When you were playing on Mafia, you guys would skirmish against all the other LA big teams?
Pretty much, yeah. We would have team games against them, yeah.
So you would play against the Flintstones?
The Flintstones, yeah. The Killboys we played against. We played against Stars and Bars, GBD. They were a team that we played a lot against.
The Good, Bad, and the Deadly.
The Good, Bad, the Deadly, yeah. We played it. That was a team that played out of Fields of Fire at the time.
So you would play a lot of San Fernando Valley teams?
Pretty much,
Northern
yeah.
LA teams?
Yeah. We would skirmish at the field at...
all the San Fernando Valley
all
field.
the San Fernando Valley field,
But you'd
yeah.
probably also skirmish at SC? Did you skirmish at SC?
We played a couple team games at SC.
Did you work at Southern Comfort?
Yeah, I helped out. We ref a lot. That became kind of our home field, the Mafia.
Yeah.
So we would ref there and help the guy out.
When you started helping out at Southern Comfort, was that your first paintball job?
That was kind of my first paintball job, yeah, helping out there.
What was the next paintball job that you moved on to?
I got a job at Adventure Game Supplies.
Okay, so you went on to AGS. How did that happen?
There was a guy named Dan Allen. He was the store manager. He came out one time to see us play, and we had a gun go down, a team member's gun, and I needed to take it completely apart. It was a PMI, and I stripped it down and put it back together with all brand new seals in about 10 minutes. And he was really impressed that I was able to do that in about 10 minutes. That he said, come in on Tuesday if I wanted a job at AGS. And
yeah.
So I took the job.
Around what year was that?
I want to say 89.
So at that time, AGS had probably already had the Devastator out?
They had the Devastator out.
And they probably also had their comp gun out.
The comp gun out, and I think the Vindicator was just coming out.
You started working at AGS, and around the same time, you also started playing on the Bushmasters, maybe like a year later.
I started playing with the Bushmasters, I want to say in 90.
1990?
Yeah, probably in 90, maybe at the end of 89. Okay. Started with them.
What was the first event that you played with the Bushmasters?
The Bay City Open. That was in Vallejo, California.
How did you join the team?
The guy named Virgil, yeah.
Virgil?
He worked upstairs from AGS where I was working at the time. We played a couple team games against them, and we would practice against them. And he came and asked if I wanted to play with them at the Bay City Open, because they had an opening on the B squad. And the B squad ended up doing better than the A team, I guess you can call it. And we ended up getting second place, and it was that close from winning the tournament.
And were you guys playing amateur or pro?
Pro.
Was Gilly playing on the Bushmasters?
Gilly wasn't playing with them at the time, but they also had their eye on Gil.
When you started on the Bushmasters, were you guys using setups pretty similar to what's in your hand right now?
Pretty close to what you see right now, except it had the older style body where it had the two-piece kind of body on it. I think these guns came out like in '91 where they had the single anodized, hard anodized body.
Minus the two thumb screws, like?
Yeah, minus the two thumb screws on the side.
When you started playing on the Bushmasters, you were also working at AGS.
I was also working at AGS.
So yes. You were almost like a trader player.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because, you know, I worked for the competition. It was kind of weird there for a minute, but you know, we all got along.
And the skirmish store was how far away?
I would say probably a half mile.
Yeah, a half mile just down the street.
Just down the street, yeah.
While you were working at AGS, did you play mostly with your Bushmaster, or did you play with one of AGS's guns also? Just kind of depending on the circumstance?
Depending on the circumstance. If I was playing, you know, practices and stuff like that with the Bushmasters, I would use my Bushmaster gun. When we played more with the family, the Mafia and stuff like that, I would use the Vindicator.
Tell me a little bit about your Vindicator.
Vindicator was, it was all purple Vindicator. I had the tanks purple, everything was purple on it, and that's kind of like, at the time, the guns weren't really bright colored at the time. They were more just kind of like black, and a lot of people would put like camel tape on them. And I was one of the first guys that had like a purple gun out there, and it called a lot of attention. You know, a lot of people saw me playing it on the field, and you know, come Tuesday they were at the store buying it because they really liked the way they would shoot.
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the upgrades that you made to your Bushmasters as you were kind of behind the scenes at AGS?
What we did was we would take the Bushmaster gun and we would replace them with the AGS internals. I felt that the AGS internals were a lot better than the Bushmaster internals. It had the adjustable bolt where you can come down the barrel and adjust it versus taking the back end apart. That was one of the features. Plus the hammer was a lot heavier, the aluminum hard anodized hammer, so you're able to go with lighter springs, made for a lighter trigger pull and wouldn't break as many balls.
And it also gave you an advantage on the field with that, with the lighter trigger pull,
right.
Lighter spring.
Lighter spring, you're able to shoot fast and stuff like that. So.
You have a couple of modifications on that gun that are pretty much unique to Bushmasters. Aside from the hard anodized body, which you rarely see, which usually signifies a team gun,
right.
You also have flat sides with engravings.
Flat side with the engraving. It says Bushmasters Line SI Factory Team. We were the factory team of Bushmasters. Also on the pump handle it says Line SI Factory Team.
That's awesome. And that's the only like Team Bushmaster gun I've seen with a flat side that's engraved. Were there many more made?
There was more made like this, and they were given to the team. This gun was actually special to me because Ross gave me this gun personally. So, you know, when I kind of left the sport for a little while, I got rid of everything, but this is the gun that I kept because, you know, it meant something to me.
Yeah, it's a very unique gun.
Yeah.
You also have a modification on your lever changer, which is unique.
Yeah, the lever changer was a lot longer. So, you know, we would cut them down, you know, roughen the end, kind of knurl the end there so you can grab them with your finger. It just made for a lot faster quick change.
Wouldn't get caught, wouldn't break as easily.
Wouldn't get caught, wouldn't break as easy. And the other thing we did is I put like a check valve in here in the valve. So when you did pull it, it wouldn't lose the air inside the chamber.
Awesome. And the later style lever changers have...
Oh yeah, they didn't have the knob. You know, the other ones you would have to adjust it when you put the CO2 in. This one didn't.
They have a spring set up inside.
It's spring set up inside that was self-adjusting.